And then, the big son in the back just dropped it down. Like, this is why I say fathers are important. It's insanity to me for women to think that they can just raise these young men by themselves without knowing what it means to be a man. I personally don't think that women can raise sons by themselves. I think every child needs their father and their mother, but I think sons, more importantly, and look, sons and daughters, just in general, children need their fathers. But when you have sons, women don't know how to teach young men how to be a man. They need a man to do that. So when I see a lot of women who are raising their sons, I see this all the time. These particular women, I showed it before. They have their sons on the stripper poles, child. They bring their sons to the stripper jobs, teaching them, putting them on a pole, got them with high heels on, got them twerking. And they don't see no harm in that. They don't see anything wrong with that. They think that that is okay behavior. But how on you one hand can say that your sons don't need a father, you got them, but then when they grow up to be what you would call sassy, you still don't want to take any accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like, on one hand, oh, I can raise my sons don't need a father, we got money, I'm financially stable, I can take care of them. But not understanding that it takes more than money to raise a child. It's not just money. Those sons need to be taught how to be men by men. You're around here teaching them these feminine ways that will not yield masculine, strong men. It will make them feminine because they're following behind you. Those boys twerking behind her twerk just like her. They walk like her. They was twerking just like her. And and their feminine traits are showing. But then when they grow up and they start to date, if they're not gay and they want to, and they're heterosexual men and they want to date women, the women gonna call them sassy. They're saying it's a sassy apocalypse. But why is that? See, you always want to shame men for the behavior, but you never want to go to the root cause of the behavior. The root cause of the behavior more than likely will point back to you, the single women who are raising the matriarchy, the women who are raising these young boys and taking over the households. You're in control. You're the lead of the household. So it goes back to you. But then they'll say, oh, well, that's not our fault because the fathers didn't want to step up and they didn't want to be responsible for their kids. Well, you didn't want to be responsible either, to the point that you decided to put your body out there knowing the risk that you were taking and not requiring marriage and a stable man for a stable household to raise stable kids. The priority was not the kids. Most people who end up single mothers didn't plan those children. A lot of them didn't plan a child with a man who wanted a child, who wanted to commit to them and create a stable household. They were worried about having a good time. Though a lot of these babies were out of a one-night stand. See, in order for you to have the fathers in the household and have a household with a father there, you have to be committed to one another. You have to have a stable man who wants to be with you, who chose you, who wanted to marry you and create a family with you. That's how you create a stable home. The way you do the opposite is going out just sleeping with random dudes in the name of fun, having your hot girl summer, you outside, you're not worried about anything, being promiscuous, and that's how you create the children.